Hi guys, welcome to this Excel module. What I would like to show you in this module is how to create an invoice like you can see on the screen. And to do that, I'm going to use name ranges, an if statement, and a Vlookup. But before I do any of that, let me just show you how this works. So down the bottom here, I have a table with some products, nuts and bolts and things like that. I've called that table parts. And if I go up to the top, there is another table. So if I highlight that, I've named that client table. And the other place I've named is this code column in the invoice is called input. And there's also a drop down list there which is data validation, which is going to allow me just to select codes that exist in this table down here. So this works like this. If I select a code, it brings the product back, springs 10 centimeters. I want 10 of those. It brings the price back, the Vlookup does, which I'll go through in a minute. The VAT is added on, the total is at the end, and then the total's there. If I add something else, that's come in. I have 21 of those, and all of that's added up. And if I highlight these figures, 14760, 14760, and the VAT is adding up as well, 2460, 2460. You can see that that's working. Now at the top, the table at the top is a list of customers. At the moment it's looking at customer 1, which is me. If I change that to client ID 2, it then shows the second client like that. So how have I done all of this? So let me get rid of everything. If I delete all of these formulas out of here and delete this formula here. So I'm getting rid of all the lookups and the if statements, and I'll delete these, and I'll have to delete the conditional formatting, not the conditional formatting, the data validation. Set that to any value. Okay. So now we've got a clean invoice. So what I should do is create this table, highlight this table, and go to page layout and print area, set print area. So the print area, if I go print preview, if I do Control P, should just be the invoice. That's just the invoice. And I've missed off, oh, it's on 2 pages. Yeah, I need that client area, so I need to set this into page setup so I can pick up the client area. So I'll just go to fit 1 page by 1 page. Okay, that will work. So the client should go in there. The totals are all there. I'm happy with that. So I can go back, and first of all, let's do the data validation. So data validation, data validation, and it's the list option, list, and then I'm selecting the list that I want to appear, which is this list of this table, so like that. And input message, I won't put an input message, I will put an error message. Only these codes, error message would be check code, so that would come up if they type something wrong in there. Okay to that, then I'm scrolling back up. So now I need to do a Vlookup. So this is going to look up whatever comes in there. In fact, I need to pull this down. Before I pull that down, I'm taking that color off because I don't want it all to be yellow. So I'll pull that down for the whole invoice, and then I will recolor that one yellow. So there's my codes. So then the lookup is going to be equals Vlookup, whatever goes in there. Now I haven't named that, so let's just back off a bit, just cancel that. I need to name this, I forgot that bit. Let's just name this. It's still named. Okay, it's still named from before, so that's okay. So I can go equals Vlookup, open the bracket, so look up that value. Now I'm going to change that to the word input, so then I don't have to worry about dollar signs and things like that. Input. So look up the input column, The table is called parts down below, and the column that I need from that table is the second column, description, 2 and comma, and then I want an exact match. Now it says false there, but I know you can put 0 there, so I'm going to put 0 there. Close the bracket, click the tick. It's come back with NA, so I don't want all these NAs. So what I need to do now is put an if statement in there which says if input equals 0, comma, what do? Nothing, blank blank. Otherwise, comma, do the Vlookup, and then at the end I need to close the Vlookup bracket. Tick. So everything disappears now, but if I select a code, ABC, it should come back with what that is. Nuts, which is great. Now you may have noticed this filling down straight away. This version of Excel which I've got is the most up-to-date one. So it's doing what's called array formulas, so it's dropping it down. You have to make sure there's nothing in the way, otherwise you'll get the spill error. If you're in an older version of Excel, you will have to pull that down yourself with a little black cross like that. Now, I can now just copy this. Because I've used names, the only thing I'm going to have to change when I copy this is this number. So if I just copy that, copy, paste it into cost, it comes up with the same information. But if I change that to a 3, it's now come up as £1 pound. I need to format that to pounds. So I've added the pounds format up there. If you don't know how to do that, you basically just, any icon you want up there, you just right click, add to quick access toolbar, and up it goes. So I've already done that. Now this one's already filled itself down because of the array formula. So it's just a new way of doing things for Excel. It sometimes can catch you out, but it shouldn't. If I just select any random code, you can see it's working fine. So now the price is going to be quantity. Let's just put a figure in there so we can work this out. Quantity times price. So it's going to be equals that times that. Tick. Now that hasn't filled all the way down. Now the problem with that also is if I don't have a code, that comes up with value. So I don't want the word value there, so I need to put an if statement in front of that. So equals if, open bracket, if input equals 0, comma, do nothing, quote, quote, otherwise, comma, then I'd do this sum, close the bracket. Tick. So now it's disappeared. So it will only appear when I do that. Now it's filled it down. So that's working okay. So the VAT is equals this times 0.2 for now. Tick. £4 on that. And then this is just going to be a sum of these two. Tick. And then we need to just make sure that this works when it's blank. So we've got the value again on the VAT, so we need to put the if statement there. If input equals 0, comma, quote, quote, do nothing, otherwise, comma, do that sum, close the bracket, click the tick, and it should fill it down. Just filled it down. Just check some random cell. And we've still got a value there, so why is that? Let's have a look. C9 to D9. What we have to do on this one is we have to tell Excel not to do an array formula. And the way you do that is you put an @ sign in front of it. So if I do the @ sign there, that gets rid of that one, and if I do the same on that one, @ sign in front of that, and then it'll work it out. Now what we have to do on this one, because we've put the @ sign, it's got rid of the array formula, so we do have to pull this one down. And the same with the VAT. Now if you've got old spreadsheets, what will happen is the @ sign will just appear, and if you're not familiar with it or you are unfamiliar with it, it's just a bit confusing straight off. You just need to make sure that there's nothing in the way for so the spill function comes up, and if it doesn't work and you're expecting it to work, just put the @ sign in front of it like that. So if I delete that one, now I'm going to do the same on this actually, because I don't want all that sitting there. So I'll just put an if statement in front of there. So if input equals 0, comma, quote, quote, do nothing, otherwise, comma, do the sum, close the bracket, press enter. Okay, that's the spill function I was telling you about. So basically what I need to do is just delete all of this off. All of it, and then just do that from scratch, because you can't actually delete part of an array formula. So I'll just type that all again. Equals if input equals 0, comma, quote, quote, do nothing, otherwise do the sum. That didn't work, so I better type it. Sum these two, and that's close the if bracket at the end. That should work. Right, so let's just test this out. So that worked. Does it work down here? Yes, it does. What's happened here? No quantity, that's why. That's it. So that works. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of it eventually. Get rid of that. So that works. So I've deleted this off the bottom, so I just need to do AutoSum. I've got that up there. Obviously it's up there as well. Wherever you want to do it, I just always add it up there. Click that. It's looking the wrong way. I want it to look that way. Tick that. That should give me the price 18, and if I just add something else in, 36 is correct. Let's just add 12 on there. Okay, that's not working. Let's just check this. Okay, what's happening here is, again, I'm going to have to put the @ sign on this because it's just not working it all the way down. That's why you check things. Put the @ sign on there and then pull that down manually. And now that works. Alright, so always check that things work. So if I put a figure in there, I'm expecting that to work. £7.50, that's correct. Alright, so now I think we're good. Let's get rid of these quantities and delete the top quantity and delete the code. Everything should be blank. What we need to do now is do a lookup for the clients. So in this cell G1, I need to look at this cell. So I've called this cell clients, and this table, remember, is called clients table. So the Vlookup is going to need an if statement on it, like this one, because of when it's blank, I don't want it to say NA. So let's start off by doing that. Equals if. So this is going to be clients. If clients equals 0, comma, quote, quote, do nothing, comma, otherwise do the Vlookup. You're looking at whatever goes in clients. You're looking at the clients client table, that one, comma. Now I want column 2, but I also want column 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now you can do a little cheat here in this version of Excel. I can do a set of squiggly brackets and do 2 semicolon 3 semicolon 4 semicolon 5 semicolon 6, close the squiggly brackets. I'm doing a semicolon because I'm coming down. If I was going across, it would be a comma. I still need to do comma 0 for an exact match, and close the Vlookup bracket and then close the if bracket and then click the tick, and then that should just fill down. So you're saving yourself a lot of time by pulling the top one down and changing this one to 2, that one to 3, that one to 4 and that one to 5. That would be 3, 4, 5, 6. change the client ID number. That just changes, picks off this list. So let's just test the whole thing. So I click on a code and another code. Let's say he had 10 of them and 12 of them. That all adds up. This is still not adding up correctly, so let me just do that again. Sum this. Tick. 1620, that's right. 270, that's right. And 1350, that's right. Let's just check it one more time down here. Give it a quantity. So 10 should be 15, £3 VAT, 18, 34. Let's just highlight that. 34.20. So we know, I'll just do one more. We know this works. 2 10s. So that's now adding that up. If I highlight all of that, 42.20 is correct. So all of this is correct. So you finally checked it. You can check the Vlookup, change that to somebody else. So make sure it picks up everybody. 6, Miss Green, that's it. So that's how you can create it, and now you can use it. The next step would be to separate these off into different sheets. You don't want them on this sheet, and if you do print preview, you should have it all ready to rock and roll. There's no NAs anywhere, and you can just send this to the person, or you could just email it to the person. But that's a combination of an if statement, named ranges, Vlookup with the array features, and a @ sign to stop certain array features. And that's the end of this session. So thank you for your time.